Hi, I am Kentageon, and this is KVlog number 37. That's 10, 20, 35, plus 2. 37 vlogs, and this one isn't half a year after the one that preceded it. However, it is 3 weeks after the last video I did, which was actually a live stream, so it was like, it's like a month after the last real video I did, but that's fine. The last vlog I detailed about the big tide change that was happening in this channel, so no big deal. More content is coming, but content will come more slowly. It has been a little bit, but I have been traveling and working. 2 weeks ago, I was out helping a friend move in a different geographical area of the world, and last week I was just working my ass off, all sorts of overtime. And now I'm back. So tomorrow, well, I guess by the time this video goes up today, we'll be back to live streaming. I will be playing the game Terranigma, which is something that Gabriel has been asking for a long time, and there is more content in the pipeline as well. But first, I want to talk about something. As you guys know, the last video I did, that last 41-second video, was like, yeah, no stream. That video was a little bit pretty. I mean, I say pretty, but, like, my face was, like, super highly detailed, so one could say it was a lot uglier. But what I mean to say is that the visual fidelity of the video was quite high. The colors popped. It was superb. And that is because after a decade of ownership of this awesome Canon Rebel XT that I've shown off on this channel before, I've gotten an upgrade. But before I show it to you, I'm just going to ramble a little bit. I got into photography in around 2005, when my father bought this camera new. He bought it for himself because he was getting into photography at the time, and I picked it up a little bit. He would allow me to use it under, like, supervision, and then as I went to college and took a photography class, he's like, all right, just, you know, use this as your camera. And then a while later, he's like, you can use it whenever you want, but it's still mine. And then finally, in 2010, he's like, you know what, just take it. And this camera is what really awakened my love for photography. I have no innate skill with it. Everything I can do, I have learned through just study and practice. And this camera has served me extremely well. And I'm not even fully retiring it because it's a fantastic camera and it still works perfectly, even though it has almost 30,000 shots that have been taken. Even this little cover here dry rotted and eventually fell off. You can tell that it's been through the ringer. I have used it. I've taken it everywhere with me. I've taken it across the country. I've added this little viewfinder extension, which actually magnifies the viewfinder 30%, which is great for taking shots in the dark. And I found that I do have quite a love for low light and nighttime photography. And so for a long time, I was like, I want to upgrade someday, but I want to get a full frame camera, because if you're doing low light nighttime stuff, those cameras excel. The sensors are physically larger, which brings in more light and gives you cleaner photos, even if you have to dial down the settings and dial up the ISO. But full-frame cameras are expensive if you don't, if you haven't like paid attention to that, or you're just not interested. Like a good full-frame camera up until like 2 years ago would run you like $2,000. So I wasn't gonna do that. I like photography, but I'm not so much an enthusiast that I'm gonna spend that kind of money. Last year, this camera came out. This is the Canon EOS RP, or I'm just going to call it EOS from now on. The EOS RP. When it came out, it was a brand new, has this lovely articulating screen, so you can get it odd angles and whatnot. It was about a brand new, I think maybe a little bit more than that, and I noticed a few weeks ago, I was just browsing the web, bored at work, after I got all my work done, and I saw that this was on sale. And so I was like, I shouldn't. I tempted myself, and then I talked myself out of it. But I kept going back and forth, and eventually I tried it out, and I got it. And I have to say, I do not regret it at all. It came with this lens. This is a 24 to 105 millimeter f4 to 7.1 lens. It takes some absolutely fantastic photos, and it's super versatile, although it does struggle in low light. Attached to the camera now, I have my nifty 50 lens. It's a 50 millimeter f1.8 lens, so really good at getting low light scenarios captured. When using it with this camera, it did diversify the work I could do quite a bit, but with this one, it's even greater so because this thing focuses so quickly. This one has 7 focusing points, and it could be very hard. And oftentimes, I don't know why, but it wouldn't focus. Like, it'll focus, and then afterwards, you see the screen on here is a 1.8-inch screen. It's not all that large. But I'd bring it home, blow up the picture, and see that it was just a little bit out of focus, so it would ruin the whole picture. With this one, I can check that a whole lot more. I'll show you guys some pictures I've taken while I keep talking. But it does have a full frame sensor, as I had desired, which was one of the biggest reasons I purchased it. You can see it here, just 35mm full frame. I'm going to put the thing back on now because I don't like it exposed like that. Versus this camera's just fine APS-C sensor. But like I said, for the specific work I do, the bigger sensor makes a big difference. I'm trying to catch some light in this, but it's a smaller sensor. But this camera also has another benefit, and it was one of the driving factors towards the purchase. This camera does video. Now, I'd read and watched a ton of reviews on this, and people, especially on YouTube, because YouTubers do the YouTuber like, this is a terrible camera for video. Who would buy this? Blah, blah, blah. And their problem is that it does 4K with a 1.7x crop at 24 frames a second with tons of rolling shutter. So if I move it sideways like this, there's this essentially diagonal aberration that occurs. However, it does 1080p 60 and it does 1080p 30 just fine, and with whatever optics you can put on it. So in my use case, and for the price they were asking, it was amazing. So yeah, eventually I'm going to do some get some better glass for this, because this lens, I got it for 99 bucks and it's a fantastic lens, but when I switch cameras you'll see why I need to do get something a little bit wider. But yeah, I'm glad I got it because I've already taken almost 2,000 pictures on it. I've taken a few videos. I have not really mastered the art of videography on it just yet, and in the future I plan to do some other stuff. But tell you what, I'm going to switch to it now and we'll talk more after I've done so. Bam! Here I am on the EOS RP. So as you can see, the video quality is way higher. You got this lovely bokeh in the back. I'm shooting at f2.5. Color depth is just way more beautiful. It's just fantastic. At least I think so. So yeah. I noticed the colors are actually a little bit cooler than on my webcam. A little bit of color correction could adjust for that. But anyway, so I want to get the RF 1.8 35mm lens. This is a 50mm lens, and it gives me more field of view than it would on this camera here. However, I still think it's just a little too zoomed in for my use case, and the focuser is really loud, and the RF version, 35mm, it'll be zoomed out just a little bit more, giving me a better field of view, and it's also f1.8, so I can do this lovely background blur that just really takes everything up a notch or two. I could achieve 35mm with this lens, but it's f4, so everything is in focus generally, or at least way more so than with the lens I've got up there, or the 1.8, or the 35mm one that I get. So, what else do I want to do with this camera? Well, I've already done something with it on the channel. I did the video where I said I wasn't going to stream, and I did the video, the mouse review. I actually recorded it on there, but the file corrupted, and I recorded several sections within that video on that camera. It's easy to get past them and not notice, but yep, those were this camera. I'm going to be doing a review of this chair in short order. All of my thoughts on it are pretty much finalized. That will be recorded pretty much with that. I am going to be doing a review of both my cars, the Mazda 3 and the Mazda Speed MX-5, although I will be saving the latter for the fall. I don't know about the former. I have to write something up. Definitely recording it all on that, and that was a big driver for the purchase of this. It was that I wanted to rent a camera to record high-quality video, but why do that when I can just buy one, especially when it was on sale? Because the prices have already shot up. I don't know if I already said that. I was like, let's switch to the other camera, and then I realized, like, I don't know where my tripod mount is. I guess I have to go get my other tripod. So anyway, now I have a camera where I can do, like, really good video. Like, it won't be 4K, but whatever. It'll be 1080p or 30, 1080p 60 on brilliant glass that will get the image as sharp as you could want it to be. What else? So yeah, that's just a taste of things. Also in the pipeline will be, I've had it for a year now. I've had the newly built version, the one that worked, of my PC for a year. I still want to do a video on it, and a lot of that will be recorded with this, but of course there will be some like on, screen recording as well. But there's some more stuff in the pipeline for sure. Videos, as I said, will be slower, but hopefully, case in point, the quality will be a lot higher. Anyway, I suppose that's all I've got for now. Let me know what you think of the video quality of this versus the webcam. I'm interested in hearing what you think. And yeah, I will see you all guys in the next video. Oh, one other thing. This cam also, I need to buy a few things, so it's going to be a while because after you make a big purchase like this, you don't want to buy anything, but it didn't come with an AC adapter kit, which is stupid. Like, you can charge the batteries, but there's no way to just directly plug in the camera with a dummy battery. Dumb! So I need to get a kit to do that, and then I have software that I need to buy, which will enable me to use this as the webcam when I stream, which, while, of course, the quality will be so much higher, like, way higher than a lot of pro streamers, even though I'm, like, a nobody. But, I don't know, stuff like this just gets me going. It gets me excited. Anyway, that seriously is all I've got for now. Leave your comments below. Hopefully you'll be at the stream, I guess, today, because today... Well, I'm assuming the video will post Wednesday, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!